Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be talking about this new exhaust housing that I have got for the EFR 9180 that we run on the car. The old exhaust housing, which is right here. The exhaust manifold, which has now been modified. So basically we have had issues with the car. We've just spat a shim. Too much EMAP, too much back pressure, and some hard limiters caused the shim to pop out. So to help that, we are going to change this bigger exhaust housing here, which is a 1.02 by tile, whatever. That. And this is the old AGP turbo, which is 0.82. So actually the real reason for doing this initially was because I wanted to make the car sound better, but in this case, because we've now spat a shim, this will also help the EMAP, the exhaust back pressure, reduce. Now what EMAP is like I said, it's exhaust back pressure. It's a pressure between the back of the head and the turbo. So all the EMAP pressure sits in the exhaust manifold, like right here, and we're seeing up to like 30 psi of pressure in the exhaust manifold between the head and between the turbo. Ideally you want 1-to-1 apparently. This is the magic number apparently. So 1-to-1 meaning 20 pounds of boost, and you'll have 20 psi back pressure in here. So yeah, this video I'm going to put this onto the car, get it all up and running, and take it to the track in a later video. But as you can see, this thing is pretty nice looking piece of kit. It's a stainless steel housing, if you can see down there. Stainless steel housing. It should bronze up really nicely when it's been done. It's obviously been cast, but then they've just sort of used a CNC machine to machine out all of that. Much nicer than this guy over here, which is just a cast piece of whatever it is. A lot smaller too, this guy. This was a big choke point. So you can see the inlet there is quite a lot larger on the teal exhaust housing. The flange, in fact, Brian from NDT Developments had to cut this manifold to pieces and weld on the bigger flange. So you can see down there where it's been done really well. To suit this guy. Okay, so that collector, Brian's shortening up this flange so the actual collector is much closer to the top of the flange, which is apparently better for flow. Kind of makes sense, I guess. Pretty big housing, but luckily there's enough room in there. S15s actually have a pretty decent gap between here and here, so there's not really much of a problem there, but man, that looks cool. Can't wait to hear that thing at 9,500 revs. Should probably check that the actual turbo core fits, although it will because there's plenty of clearance in front of it, but just check it's going to clear the exhaust manifold. I'll chuck that on now. No worries with that. It seems to fit pretty good. Okay, let's fire this thing up. It's all done. Gonna put some oil pressure through it. Doesn't sound like the battery's going to be too good, but that's fine. Put this in, cranking the sensor, sorry, the camming sensor. Fire it up, girl! Sweet. That works. Just needs a downpipe, and then it just needs to go to the dyno, and then we're good to go. So we'll do that next. Alright, it's dyno time. It's freezing cold tonight. It's about 10 degrees. It's probably not actually that cold for some people in other parts of the world, but for here in New Zealand it's pretty cold. So over the last 2 months I've been at this dyno 3 times, maybe 4 times. It feels like I almost live here, but yeah, most of the times we've been on the dyno, we've been changing stuff. So tonight we're doing the exhaust manifold. In the past we've done EGTs, been playing around with NOS, and we had another quick tune-up because something was a bit iffy with the dyno like it was about 6 weeks ago. So yeah, hopefully it goes well tonight, fingers crossed. I'm mainly concerned about what it sounds like. The EMAP issue is just a bit of a bonus on the side, so let's see. Okay, that's the dyno session for tonight. Not probably the result we're looking for. Making more power on less boost. So at the moment this is the boost curve. Blue dotted line is the new housing. You can see it's way laggier here. This is without nitrous, so I've just lost all that. But it has uncorked it a little bit up the top. Probably not as much as it needs to. And this is the actual dyno plot as well. So old setup, both with no nitrous, and the new setup with the bigger housing. So this is on what boost is this on? Is this on? Yeah, so the old line here is on 24 psi, and this new line here is on 20 psi. So yeah, it's making what, 550 kilowatt of the wheels on 20 psi, which is pretty good power, but it's not really what we're after. So I think the best thing we can kind of do with this turbo is put it in the bin and get another one. It's not bad, but it's just not really doing what we want it to do. So yeah, all in all, could be worse, could be better. Car still runs. We're going to go to the track, test it out, see how it runs.